in terms of my own self-esteem and self-worth. And when you don't have too much self-esteem and self-worth, you certainly aren't going to have a whole lot of net worth. And I was off to Washington State University after growing up inside of a tennis club, building tennis courts and stringing tennis rackets, and end up having just a great experience meeting people that always had something that I didn't have, and that was time freedom. And I started off at $2.35 an hour. It's kind of a wealthy place to start, right? And talk about massive potential for growth. I was on my way. I got up to $3.65 an hour. Somebody in the club said, "Hey, Dan, would you like to work for me this summer and build tennis courts? I'll pay you $5 an hour." And so I was up to $5 an hour. Then I went off to Washington State University. How many of you got a college experience? Somebody have college experiences here? So I went off to Washington State University to play on the tennis team. I finished in just 2 weeks' time. Did anybody else finish in just 2 weeks' time? Some people call that dropping out, and but I like the positive side of that. Finished with the deal. And the next summer I was up to $6 an hour building tennis courts, and I saw my very first ad in the newspaper because that was the social media way to do things in 1982. And that ad said, "Are you making what you're worth?" I live in Beverly Hills, California. I drive a Plane, and I made $96,000 in the last 6 months in the health and nutrition industry. Supervisory positions available. I can see the ad today, I can feel it in the Journal American, I can feel the paper in the Seattle Times, because that's where it was. And it took me 4 days of looking at that ad before I finally called it. I was scared, I was nervous, I didn't have the confidence. Of course, my college experience was a little less when they were going to ask me what was my business background, and that all happened. But I found myself at the right place at the right time. I married my upline. You guys are going to get married. Always marry up. Anyone know anything about that? Okay? Marry your upline. Now, in my case, I married 3 up. So you really triple the compensation plan. It's an awesome experience. And because of that, my wife and I passed $1 million in income when I was 22 years of age. Now, I don't tell you that because I was special. I was at the right place at the right time. I married the right person. Sure. So if I could, I'll fast forward that story for you. 15 years ago, my family, my wife and I, we have 4 daughters. We have 6 grandchildren. Our 7th one is in the womb, in the room. How about that? Pretty nice that my daughter already announced that. I'm not sure. I think she's over here somewhere. But we're excited about that. But at that family goal setting session in January of 2002, my then oldest daughter, Crystal, knew that my previous year's goal, being a semi-retired guy with residual income from the life of network marketing, I had purchased, I should say my wife purchased for my birthday the previous year, the Raiders of the Lost Ark pinball machine. Because all I did was golf and play pinball. And my goal was to get 1 billion points on my pinball machine. Really aspirational, helping a lot of people, right? We were having our family goal setting session. My wife and daughters are making the post goal setting meal or dessert or whatever it was. And my 16-year-old daughter said something that changed me. She simply looked at me and said, "Dad, why don't you make $1 million this year?" I don't know too many 16-year-olds that have looked at a father that had some success and said, "Dad, why don't you make $1 million this year?" And immediately there was a transformation in my attitude. Because at that time, I started believing that something big was coming. Something bigger than I'd ever done. We've been very blessed to have some great teams in the world of network marketing. But nothing like what I thought was coming. Something big was coming, and my partner Lon Wardrop called me and said, "You're coming to the University of Utah. You and me and Nathan are going to see this thing called the biophotonic scanner." And lo and behold, we came in 15 years ago next month because of the biophotonic scanner. Okay? And that was an absolute vision for my daughter to say, "Dad, why don't you make $1 million this year?" Now, candidly, the last few years have not been my favorite in terms of feeling as though I was contributing to the masses to the greatest of my capacity and abilities with what I knew of 30 some odd years of direct selling and network marketing. But our family goal setting this year, my word, we all pick a word, each one of us, and each one of us describes about that word and why we picked that word and why that word's important to us. And my word for the year was trust. And I wanted to get so dialed in and so crystal clear about what I was going to do and what I can do to not only impact my own life and feel the lifeblood of the business of what it feels like to make a retail sale. To put that $10 in your pocket, what it feels like to sponsor a new distributor and help them get where they want to go. I was just jazzed about the idea of trusting the process, trusting our management team, trusting what was in front of me. And my attitude was, something big is coming. Something so big that it's going to be a tsunami for the masses like nothing we've ever seen in the history of direct selling. People from every walk of life, every age group, every demographic are going to experience something that this industry was given birth to serve those kinds of people. And I believe you're sitting in the room with the people that's going to do that. Do you feel that? Yes. I feel that. And so, you know, yesterday when Rich and I almost said Rich and Jay. That would have been a little different couple of people at the top, right? Rich and Tyler and Matt were in our Blue Diamond Team Elite meeting, and they were talking about going fast. And for those of you that know Rich, Rich is, ever since I've known Rich, just such a beautiful man. Just quiet, confident, speaks with clarity and passion and love, and he has a vision. But he's always running. He's a runner. How many of you are runners? Anybody like running, or you've been around the world of running and stuff? And I want you to think about Rich at 5 a.m. He told us, I'm out there beating the streets of Alpine or Park City or wherever he's at, and I'm running, and I'm thinking about the business. And I'm thinking about we're going to change the world. And so I started thinking about that concept of how many people throughout the world have loved the idea of running and how they feel, the euphoria that they feel. And literally tens of thousands of people have thought about putting a stopwatch to running an event. Whether it's 100 meters, 1,000 meters, 800 meters, a mile or a marathon, or a super run, people time events. Yet every single person in the history of running, not a single person had ever, until 1954, broke the 4-minute mile. And when Roger Bannister finished, while he was out of the gates, I should say, the pace was very, very quick. It was faster than he had ever run. And he said in his video that I felt relaxed. I felt stress-free. As a distributor after 35 years, I feel more relaxed, more stress-free, more confident for every single person that I could possibly enroll in this company than anything I've ever done or seen in 35 years. That's how confident I am right now in our vision and our journey together. Now watch the paradigm shift. 1954, the race is over. He collapses into the arms of the officials at the end of the race. He full-on collapses. And you should work and feel like you're having so much fun every day and going so hard every day. Last night, my last call came in from Toronto, Canada at 1:20 in the morning, his time in Toronto. He's got brain damage. I'm telling him what's going on. This guy, he's McCormick, you're ruining me, man. This is unbelievable. I never heard of anything like this, right? And I got out of the, I had to go to the bathroom. My daughter was sleeping. I got to help the baby sleep well. And in the bathroom at 11:20 at night doing my last call. And I want you to think about this. Since 1954, it has been documented or said that over 20,000 people have run a sub-4-minute mile, including high school kids. I'm telling you, since January of this year, the paradigm has changed. When those things started to duplicate and everybody here started to feel what was possible, I want you to think the first words that hit my mind this morning. Go ahead and play along with me if you know them. I will greet this day with love in my heart. Muscle can split a shield and even destroy life, but only the unseen power of love can open the hearts of men. And until I master this art, I will remain no more than a peddler in the marketplace. I think every day about the people that are on our path that get to share this journey with us because they get to feel a real corporate culture that cares about you and I. They want to do the right thing for the right reasons. They want to change the world for the right reasons. And the way you do that is you serve more people than anyone ever. And the richest guy in the world, Bill Gates, has served more people than anybody ever because every desktop in the world has his product, for the most part. And we, the people of Nuskin, get to go out and make that paradigm shift. And there's not going to be 20,000 people to pass the 4-minute mile with us. There's not going to be 30,000. There's not going to be 40,000 or 50,000. 1 million people have gone before you and I in this company. 2 million people, maybe around the world, have gone before you and I. But we have something right now, a formula, that I believe is, these are the words for me. Simplify. What does that mean, to simplify? It was my oldest daughter's word. She chose that word at our family word session January 1st. She said, I want to simplify my life. She has 3 kids, and they are a handful. They're all beautiful girls, and they run her and me and my wife, and it is beautiful to watch. But she just said, my word is simplify. And when she explained it, it was beautiful. And I think about our business. No sign-up fee, no quotas, no minimums, 100% margin day one. No obstacles for entry. Simplify. Is that beautiful? Now think about this. Stay with me here. The timer's running. I got 3 minutes left. Electrify. When somebody gets started with no investment, no quotas, no minimums, 100% markup, are they motivated? Yes. And the chance of rejection is almost zero, unlike any experience in my 35-year history, because they put a picture of whiter teeth online, and lo and behold, we go out there and do our algorithm thing, we start getting the comments, and what does that brand new person feel who hasn't even seen our company, felt our company, been to the campus, been to an OTG, been to a millionaire training, been to a call on Friday morning? They've done none of it, except trust you that whiter teeth is going to happen for the people that follow them on their social platform. And what happens within not 24 to 48 hours? That was our goal 35 years ago. If we could sponsor a new person and get them to put any amount of money in their pocket in the first 24 to 48 hours, we believe that our odds increased to keep that new distributor moving along, moving through the compensation plan. But now, we don't have to wait 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it's 24 seconds or 24 minutes before that inbox starts saying, PM me, I want it. PM me. I don't want 1, I want 2. I want 5. It's Easter, it's Christmas, it's Black Friday, it's this day, it's that day. Give me 6, give me 8, give me 10. Are you feeling me? Okay, simplify, electrify happens because they can post and start to feel the what? Electricity of the energy of people with no rejection. That is special. Now watch this. I like to call it multiply. You and I are in the business of duplication. We like to see people move through the program without obstacles. And if they simplify and electrify, the multiply happens with multiple voices. As our teams begin to expand, we get to feel the leverage of multiple voices or multiple posts, and we can have a reach that has never happened in the history of time. Why did this AP24 sit on the shelves for 20 plus years? Because we didn't have social to take the reach like that now. And today, we simplify, we electrify, and we multiply. And when we do that, we get to experience abundance for everybody. Peter Diamandis wrote in his book, Abundance, we no longer live in a linear business. We no longer grow like this. We live in an exponential time. Because social and the way the internet works, we live at an exponential time. Our business is going to grow exponentially because we have something that is simple. It works for everybody. It doesn't have any obstacles to entry, and we know, and you know, and I know that anybody can do this. Now, I could spend the next 2 hours telling stories about what's going on in my life and on my phone, because my job this year, that first of the year, was if there's a name in my phone, I'm calling them. I'm calling people that I don't remember who they are. I remember calling a guy the other day, and I said, hey, Tom, how you doing? It's Dan McCormick here with Nuskin in California. Remind me what you do, Tom. He says, I own a bowling alley in New Jersey. I said, oh, I remember you. And long story short, we ended up talking about why he came into Nuskin with the biophotonic scanner, and I got to tell him about the whitening paste, and the whole deal just went crazy on us, right? So I'm telling you right now, it's 8 to faint every day. That's my attitude. I got to work 8 to faint every day. It's too much fun. It's so fun. It's just, the duplication happens. My clock says 0. I'm going to share one story in closing, if you don't mind. Tyler went over on his time. Can I go over on my time? All right. I negotiated with the president already here. So I truly feel that one of the greatest examples of life was lived by a young lady in the Dark Ages. And you know her name? Her name is Joan of Arc. She had a feeling